Hello there everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to yet another video, and it is match preview time for Bristol City versus Nottingham Forest tomorrow night. Yeah, it's gonna be a good game, I think. Yeah, Nottingham Forest going great runs at the moment, 3 wins in a row, 5 unbeaten, I think. Forest might be 5 unbeaten. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 unbeaten. Which we did earlier in the season, didn't we? But they've only drawn 1 game. They won 4 at their last 5, which is the key important stat, I suppose. Forest going great guns at the moment. Forest started off the season very poorly. Under Chris Hughton, that was 1 point in 7. I think it was 1 point. It is 1.7. Hughton was diabolical. Forest were really shoddy, and only a point at Derby, which really kept him in the job for a tiny bit longer, before a 2-0 defeat at home to Middlesbrough, and Andras Spora and Ona Hernandez goals was the final nail in the coffin for Hughton, as he was sacked, which Forest seemingly love to do every season, at least once. So yeah, Forest sacking another manager. Hughton was sacked early on. Last season, Forest Forest finished 17th in the league, 2 places ahead of us, only 1 point ahead of us, which means they were also very poor. I mean, if you're only 1 point ahead of us last season, then something must have gone horribly wrong, because we were absolutely atrocious as well. So Forest only 1 point ahead of us there. Last season, 17th position for them. We finished 19th, of course. Hughton steadied the ship last season. They were bottom of the league under Sabri Lamucci, but gone to Chris Hughton. He got sacked earlier in the season. Steve Cooper, the ex-Swansea City manager, has come in. And first game was a draw against Millwall. This was one game. This was obviously after 1 game under Stephen Reid, where they won 2-0 at Huddersfield, where the 3 at the back system did help Forest, and they got the result, which showed, I think, Hughton's inability to change from a 4-4-2 or 4-4-3 or 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, whatever it was he was playing. Because he was playing 4 at the back, which didn't suit Worrell, McKenna, Figueiredo, Meso. Some good defenders there for Forest. At the moment, Forest are 16th and looking really good. I just said 5 unbeaten, 4 wins out of the last 5. 16th position ahead of the likes of Swansea, Preston, Birmingham, Cardiff, and Hull, bouncing the relegation zone, of course. So yeah, Forest at the moment 6 points ahead of the relegation zone. That's 2 wins. So yeah, Forest going really well at the moment, and to keep this sort of form up, I think they will be right up there, probably to the middle of the league. Another important stat is 13 points from 5 games for Forest was obviously great as well. The most recent game for Forest was against Blackpool, where they won 2-1. Goals from Brennan Johnson and Lewis Graben won the game for Forest. This was also after Jerry Yates equalised the second half for Blackpool. So that's Forest, done pretty quick. Review on them so far. City ground, nice ground as well, so yeah, cheers. But this will be played at Ashton Gate, so yeah, we know all about Bristol City struggles at home this season, don't we? It is going to be an absolute struggle, because Forest are pretty decent away from home. In fact, they are 4th in the league away from home. We are 3rd bottom. In fact, joined with Forest. In terms of away form, Forest only won their first home game last week. Against Blackpool. So they're obviously they won their first home game now. Bristol City 16 without a win at home, which is just absolutely diabolical. And that was resulted in a 2-0 defeat at home to Bournemouth. Very poor display, resulting in a very poor result in the end. Bristol City standout players, none of the starting 11, to be honest with me. Matt James was alright, but apart from that, it was just basically nothing else. Thought Andy King was really poor as well. Thought Chris Martin, Andy Vyman didn't really do much. Bentley didn't really have to do much, to be fair, but he couldn't really do much unless 2 goals. Most of the shots which Bournemouth had were either blocked or just got away. I think one important stat for Bournemouth in that last game was 18 shots they had inside the box. They had 22 shots, 18 of them were inside the box. I could spin it the other way around in terms of Bristol City favour. According to stat, I don't know where they've got this from, but we had 3 big chances. Bournemouth had 2. Bournemouth obviously took a big chance. We didn't take any chances because we scored 0. But yeah, that was just last game against Bournemouth. Actually, one standout player was Jay De Silva. Came on. I think it was half time and did really well. But again, when you're relying on a substitute and a substitute's man match, I think something's gone horribly wrong there. So yeah, that was the last game for Bristol City. Previous meetings between these two clubs, obviously we had that dire 0-0 draw back end of last season where we were absolutely atrocious. Forest was just like levelling out as well. 0-0 draw. The meeting before that was Dean Holden, wasn't it? It was on Savile Mucci's last game. It might have been the last game for Lamucci, where we won 2-1 away at City Ground, and the one before that where we lost 1-0 at Forest. It was Lee Johnson's second last game, I want to say. I think it might have been second last game for Lee Johnson. Where we lost 1-0. Ashley Williams got sent off. Who scored the goal for Forest? I'm quite interested. Thiago Silva. Oh my god. How much did Forest pay for Thiago Silva? Christ. But yeah, those are the previous 3 meetings. The one before that was another 0-0 draw earlier on the season, November actually. But yeah, those are the previous 3-4 meetings. I just want to have a look at the last one because both teams have come a bit of a way from the last one. I think we've come more of a way than Forest because we were absolutely atrocious. We had no shots on target. This was the team that started that game, by the way. We had Bentley, Simpson, Rainer Callas, Tommy Rowe, Masengo, Lansbury, Casey Palmer, Semenyo, Sam Pearson, Nike Wells. So we have come a hell of a long way from that, and we have kind of moved on from a lot of that squad, which is obviously good because now we've got a Pearson squad assembled. Not quite yet, but hopefully in the coming years we'll have a larger Pearson squad available at Bristol City. But yeah, it is going to be a tough game against Nottingham Forest because they are a very good side. Steve Cooper's brought in this 3 at the back system where Figueiredo is there. Got Worrell, McKenna, good wing backs, Spence, Lowe, Crabbin's obviously firing now all of a sudden. So yeah, got a good squad there at Nottingham Forest. It will be tough, especially with our home form. Some of that anxiety, I suppose, within the team, wanting to end that home run, poor home run that is. I'm kind of looking forward to it because it will be an interesting game and how we deal with it, how we deal with Forest's strengths, and how we try and how really try to go about it. Because if we're going to sit in for a draw, I think we'll get beat quite comfortably. Forest at the moment scoring goals, and not only scoring goals, scoring quite freely. And I will be quite disappointed if we do just sit in because we've got attacking strength there. Brent Johnson, Lyle Taylor, Grabban, Sinkanagel, obviously great players there. So yeah, it's going to be a tough game. Hopefully we can get a result because this would be a massive game, a massive win for us if we do get it. I'm just going to run you through the lineup that started against Bournemouth, and then I'll see what changes could potentially be implemented in by Nigel Pearson. Bentley and Gardner, that will change. Prane, Baker, Callas, Tanner. I suspect that Atkinson will be back because we miss Rob Atkinson dearly, quite a lot really. in that game against Bournemouth. There was no real player to just try and build up an attack, and that's what Rob Atkinson does most of the time. And I think we desperately missed that against Fulham. Sorry, not against Fulham. We did that against Fulham quite well. Against Bournemouth, because every time Baker had the ball, every time Callis had the ball, they looked quite uncomfortable. Atkinson looks very comfortable with the ball. Maybe Pring goes out for Jade Silva. Actually, probably Pring goes out for Jade Silva, because Pring was really poor. He was caught out a lot of times by Jamal Lowe. He was run ragged at times, and Pearson saw that and brought him off at half time. Callum O'Dowd, I don't think that changes, to be honest. Unless something drastically happens. King and James, maybe Andy King comes off for Tyreek Bakinson. Who I was not that impressed with, but after that, who do we really have? Hanno Masengo's injured. So yeah, I think Andy King potentially stays there, potentially not. Probably Bakinson starts, to be honest. Joe Williams is definitely my star. Obviously not really guard for the guy, because he looked in real pain. In fact, he was down at my end, and that looked like a horrific injury, which is really, really sad, because he's been one of our best players this season. And yeah, he's been really unlucky with injury, and really felt for Joe Williams, because he really does care about the club, and shows in his interviews, showing about the Cider Army and stuff, which is fantastic. Andy Vyman, I don't think he changes. Chris Martin, Naki Wells potentially could come in. Naki Wells didn't really do much against a very slow Gary Cahill, very good Gary Cahill, but very slow Gary Cahill, and Lloyd Kelly, who was quite quick, but isn't like the quickest centre back in the league by any stretch of the imagination. So maybe Chris Martin does go up, but didn't really get any service, did he? I mean, you're not going to get much service for a centre forward when you have 26% possession against quality defence. So I can't really blame Chris Martin, but I think he will potentially drop out. But Nigel Pearson does kind of trust Chris Martin to do the job and what he asks him to do. Not to really score the goals, but just like get moving around, work the defence out, which I think is positive, but also needs a bit more goals. Doesn't. Good old Chris. But yeah, I think that will pretty much round up the match preview bit. Now it's time for the goal score prediction, isn't it? I think they are a very good side, and we will struggle a bit to cope with their high intensity, because Steve Cooper has brought this new life of energy into the Nottingham Forest. I think we will. I think we can. Yeah, result. I think I trust our squad enough, even with the injuries of Joe Williams, Masengo, Semenyo, etc., to get result in this game. Not necessarily win, but I'm gonna go for a draw. I'm gonna go for a Bristolcity 1, Nottingham Forest 1. In that one, don't really see much being in it, to be fair, because two quite pragmatic managers. But at the moment, Steve Cooper's doing really well, instilling a new philosophy into the team, new life of energy as well. So new lease of energy. So looks like Forest are going great guns as well. That pretty much rounds it up. In fact, that does round it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I don't know why I did that. Don't know why I did that. Just because. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit the like if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already as well. Lots more Bristol City content coming out. Championship predictions will be out tomorrow as well. Oh god. And yeah, comment down below your predictions, your thoughts for the game. Who do you think will come out on top? Key players, everything, all that jazz. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.